So another project I've been working on is something called aSTEM. It stands for Advancing Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And this is to help increase diversity in STEM. So it's designed, or the purpose of it is to make STEM a little more colorful, right? Be more inclusive of our students of color. So we want to increase the amount of, or increase the students of color in STEM programs. So why science, right? Well, science is fun. Right? So this is just an article from the internet, Science Daily. Old skin cells reprogrammed to regain youthful function. Now, that sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But this is real science done by real people, and this can be our students. And there's a giant institute in Nevada called the Buck Institute, and they specifically research aging. Our students can easily, go through the pathway and end up there doing this cool research, right? Another article, astronomers reveal first image of the black hole at the heart of our galaxy. Another cool sci-fi movie, right? But this is actually real science, real people. These could be our students, right? They have this stuff going on at Davis, Berkeley, probably not UCSF, but Stanford, Lawrence Berkeley Labs, Lawrence Livermore Labs. All these opportunities are within literally just a short driving distance for our students. And other people out there building rockets, which is fun too, right? So science is fun. Science actually pays really well too. So this is from a Pew Research Center article that shows the median earnings of STEM jobs versus non-STEM jobs. So STEM jobs pay over 60% more than non-STEM jobs, right? So science is fun. Science pays well. So what's the problem, right? Everything's great. Problem solved. We're done, right? Well, actually, some of our students are not going to be able to get this opportunity to do this stuff, and so that's not fair to them. So this is a graph of a percentage of American Indian and Alaska Native, Black, and Hispanic students at Solano College. So the orange dashed line here, so I had to get sciencey on you guys, because I'm part of the science club. The orange dashed line there, that's the percentage of these students at the college in the general population, right? When you look where they are in the STEM disciplines, there's an unequal representation of STEM students, right? So we're losing some of these students. Either they're not signing up for the major, or they're transferring out because it's too hard, or they feel like they don't belong, so they bounce, right? And so it might not look like a lot, but 1 to 2%, that's 1 to 200 students we're not serving, right? So that's actually a lot of students if you think about numbers. And so this isn't just here at Solano College. This is true across the nation, right? So the NIH and NSF have a large initiative to increase diversity in science, and we just need to be part of that. Another problem is that our underrepresented minority students have lower success rates in STEM disciplines at Solano College. So this data is normalized to all other students, right? So that's that gray line up there. And that's at 100%, so pretending it's 100% success rate. This orange dashed line is our students, our underrepresented students in all disciplines across the college. So already you see a deficit, right? What's even more striking is this blue line here. This is the average success, or the success rate of those same students in STEM disciplines. So they're getting hit the hardest, right? So they're getting hit the hardest, they have the least success. So we need to do something about that, right? And so our underrepresented STEM students need the most help at Solano College. And this is a graphic representation of equity, right? So just to kind of start from the beginning, they're all trying to reach the apples at the same height. The person on the left needs the least amount of help, so they're standing on the smallest box. The person on the right needs the most help, so they're standing on the largest box, right? So if you look at the data, from the last slide, you can see that our underrepresented students in STEM disciplines need the most help. This is equity. This is what we're all talking about, right? So this shows that we need to give our STEM students, our underrepresented STEM students, some extra help, and that's hopefully where aSTEM can step in and boost the success rates of our students. And so, yeah, diversity is just better, right? Everyone's pushing for equity and diversity, but other than being fair to everybody, it's also good for science in general, for everything in general. So there's been a few studies that show that diverse groups are better problem solvers. More diverse companies have higher returns, and diverse groups of researchers have higher scientific impact, right? So not only are we being fair, but we're actually pushing science forward. We're pushing the world forward by increasing diversity. So aSTEM is a program to help underrepresented groups succeed in STEM. So this is the general flow, right, to join the STEM workforce, right? You go to K through 12, go to college. That's where you can get your education and your tools to work in the STEM workforce, right? For underrepresented students, since we're losing them in college, right, their lower success rates, there's less of them in the STEM workforce, right? So, and what they found was that our non-underrepresented students have more resources at their disposal, typically from family, right? Friends, family, things like that. Our underrepresented students don't have that or as much, so we're hoping that aSTEM can be their resources and community to help increase success rates. So hopefully retain more of our students and have more of them join the STEM workforce. So what's aSTEM going to do? We're going to connect students together, help build community, provide help with classes, provide skills workshops, help acquire scholarships, and this will all hopefully increase graduation success. So the program's still kind of in the works, but if your students are interested, please have them go to comsaintgermain.com/aSTEM, just so we can kind of get a gauge of kind of what the interest and whatnot. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody up here and probably more, but especially Joe Ryan and Shirley Lewis. They've gotten either an email, phone call, or Zoom request from me every week for like the last year and a half. So I really appreciate their patience for not yelling at me or, shutting me down, and I really appreciate their support.